put YB in this. YB a good artist. We ain't against YB, he a good artist. He may have some issues, but he's a good artist. But everybody know, you hoes fuck with them folks. You did that.
Ain't nothing colder than your baby mama smashing your fake op because you and NBA YoungBoy ain't ops. You was actually idolizing that man for.
Imagine having the nerve to step up to the top slime NBA YoungBoy, thinking you can really run beef with him, and then he responds in the most savage way imaginable. Instead of keeping it surface level, he flips the whole script, goes straight for your baby mama with your kid involved, and lets it all spill across the internet while rap diss records are flying left and right. This isn't your average rap back and forth. This is personal, sloppy, and borderline ruthless. We've got exclusive clips, live stream moments, and direct quotes from everyone wrapped up in this madness. The reality of how this beef escalated from social media sneak disses to full-blown bedroom warfare is crazier than anybody expected. We're talking blocked numbers, kids caught up in cross-country flights, and revenge plots messy enough to make a soap opera writer jealous. We're breaking down every jaw-dropping moment. Yo fam, this is real street-level drama, shaking the entire rap scene. This situation is a perfect example of why you've got to be careful who you bring kids into the mix with. It's backdoors, betrayal, revenge, family drama, and long-term consequences falling on innocent kids. For anyone who's been out of the loop, NLE Choppa and NBA YoungBoy have been throwing shots for a while now. We're talking about two of the hottest young rappers in the game, both Southern artists, both with serious street credibility, and both rocking egos that rival their bank accounts. What started as industry tension and territorial politics quickly spiraled into something way more personal. In rap, beef is normal. Artists diss each other, fans pick sides, and most of the time it stays in the music. But Choppa's situation, completely different. His real life got dragged into it. Family, kids, everything that should have been off limits. Things really escalated when Choppa started making moves that NBA YoungBoy's camp clearly wasn't rocking with. You could hear the tension in the music, subliminals, slick bars, that quiet aggression that lets you know a storm is brewing without names ever being mentioned. Both fan bases were on edge, ready to crash out over the smallest hint of disrespect. And then came the baby mama angle. That's where this situation went nuclear. To really understand why this beef got so out of control, you've got to understand that history. NLE Choppa was basically still a kid when he got involved with this woman. We're talking about a 19-year-old dealing with someone who was 26 or 27 and already had way more life experience. Even Choppa's own mother called it out publicly, saying this woman was trying to lock down a teenager into marriage while she was pushing 30. That alone is a red flag. That age gap, that imbalance in maturity, the power dynamic, it's dangerous territory. Fast forward to recently, and this baby mama went completely reckless on social media. She started firing off tweets about Choppa, then followed it up with one of the most disrespectful statements you could imagine. And this wasn't random. She'd been playing mental chess for a while, posting old pictures, throwing subliminal shots, doing that passive-aggressive, attention-seeking behavior toxic people love. Then she crossed a hard line. She actually claimed online that her son, NLE Choppa's son, thinks YoungBoy is his dad. Let that sit for a second. She really said her child calls YoungBoy daddy instead of his actual father. That's next-level chaos. That's not just drama, that's straight disrespect. She essentially accused her own child of being conditioned to see her father's enemy as his real dad. And for anyone who doesn't understand how deep that cuts, let me explain. Having your kid call another man dad, especially someone you're beefing with, is the ultimate violation in this culture. That kind of disrespect sparks real street problems. Pride gets involved, emotions run hot, people get hurt over stuff like that. But here's the darkest part of all this. She's using her own child as a weapon. That baby didn't ask to be part of this war, yet he's being manipulated to hurt his father. That's psychological warfare, and in the long run, the kid is the one who's going to pay the price.
And it doesn't stop there. Turns out she didn't just block Choppa, she cut off his entire family. We're talking his mom, his grandmother, an 81-year-old woman who just wants to see her great-grandchild, completely shut out. This is cold-blooded when you really sit and think about it, fam. An 81-year-old grandmother, someone who helped raise Choppa and loves that child unconditionally, can't even pick up the phone to check on her great-grandchild because she's been blocked. That's not petty, that's straight-up cruel. And while all that's happening, the baby mama is online crying about how Choppa doesn't call his son, doesn't spend time with him, and doesn't care, knowing damn well she's the one blocking communication and creating the very situation she's complaining about. Then she turns around and uses it to label him a deadbeat. That's parental alienation at its worst. Turning a child against their own parent is damaging, period. Blocking contact, cutting off family, and replacing the father with someone else, especially someone viewed as an enemy, plays serious games with a child's mind. This isn't just about beef with a baby daddy anymore. This shows a pattern of manipulation that runs deep. It's calculated. It's psychological warfare aimed at destroying Choppa's bond with his son and trashing his image as a father. Now imagine being Choppa, young, trying to be present for your kid, but your baby mama has blocked you and your entire family. That's brutal. Then she hops on social media and lies, painting you as a man who doesn't care about his own child. That type of pressure would push anyone to the edge, and that's exactly what happened. When she posted that video claiming their son thought YoungBoy was his daddy, Choppa finally snapped, and what he said next shocked everybody. He commented, "Crack her for me, file." For people who don't understand street language, that basically means go ahead and sleep with her for me, since she was clearly chasing attention and clout. Now yeah, some folks might say that crossed the line, but the psychology behind it is deep. Choppa was hurt, angry, and felt completely powerless. His child was being weaponized against him, and legally or personally, he couldn't stop it. So he played the only card he had left. By making that comment, Choppa lip-flipped the script. He gave his enemy the green light to do exactly what the baby mama had been trying to provoke. And make no mistake, Choppa knew exactly what would happen. He knew YoungBoy would see it. He knew the baby mama would see it. And he knew it would trigger a chain reaction that would expose everything. And that's exactly what went down. According to multiple sources, including people from YoungBoy's own circle, YoungBoy reached out to Choppa's baby mama, flew her and the child out to Utah, and followed through. He cracked her, fam. This wasn't just a hookup. This was YoungBoy flying another man's baby mama and kid across the country to his home state. That's a statement, a power move, a way of saying he could take whatever he wanted from his enemy, including his family. But this wasn't really about sex. It was about control, dominance, sending a message. YoungBoy knew messing with his enemy's baby mama would hurt Choppa, shake up the family, and set the streets on fire. And once it happened, that's exactly what it did. Everybody had something to say. Baby Joe, one of YoungBoy's associates, went live and pretty much confirmed the entire situation. He talked about knowing the woman from back in the day and broke down how everything unfolded between Atlanta and Utah. And when Choppa's mom found out, oh, she lost it, and rightfully so. This is a grandmother who raised her son, loved that grandchild unconditionally, and had been blocked from even seeing her great-grandchild. She was done. Mama Choppa went live and went straight for the baby mama's neck. No filter, no holding back, no concern for cameras, just raw emotion from a hurt mother and grandmother.
She said, and I quote, "Everybody knows what you've got going on. You think we don't know? You think that man is gonna get on live and not say what really happened? Everybody knows you were messing with those folks. You did that. You think we don't know?" That was pure, unfiltered emotion, calling out lies and exposing everything that had been hidden. Mama Choppa didn't sugarcoat a single thing. She straight up accused the baby mama of sleeping with YoungBoy, and she said it with zero hesitation. This wasn't gossip or guessing, this was the confidence of someone who felt she had the truth and wasn't scared to say it out loud. But the most heartbreaking moment came when she finally explained the blocking situation. She said, "How you gonna say he doesn't call when y'all got him blocked? Y'all blocked me. Y'all blocked my mama, who's 81 years old. My mama shouldn't have to worry about whether she can see her great-grandchild or not." She broke down how much that grandmother loved the baby and how cruel it was to keep them separated. Then she went even harder, saying, "Y'all know my mama loves y'all mothering ass, and this is how y'all treat her?" That's when the real truth came out, fam. This wasn't just social media pettiness. The baby mama was actively blocking Choppa from his own son, cutting off his entire family, and then hopping online acting like he wasn't trying to be involved. That's not drama, that's manipulation. Mama Choppa also didn't ignore the age gap. She called it out directly. She said, "He was 19 and you were 26. You've lived your life. You've seen the world. He ain't seen nothing. But you wanted this new kid to marry you at 19? You're crazy. You're a Looney Tune." She exposed how this woman was pressuring a teenager to marry her when she was pushing 30, and that alone explains the toxic power imbalance in that relationship and why everything exploded when he refused. Now let's put this in the street and hip-hop context. Sleeping with your enemy's baby mama, especially when emotions are already heated, is crossing a line that carries real consequences. That kind of disrespect doesn't stay online. It escalates fast. This isn't normal relationship drama. This is about violating someone's family, their bloodline, their legacy. That's the type of move that sparks long-term beefs and street wars. But the real victim in all of this is the child. That innocent baby is going to grow up knowing his mother slept with his father's enemy, used him as a pawn, and blocked him from his own family. That's trauma that doesn't just disappear. That kind of damage can last a lifetime. This whole situation is a textbook example of how toxic relationships spiral out of control and destroy everyone involved. When adults can't regulate their emotions, children become collateral damage, and social media made it 10 times worse. Every argument, every lie, every accusation is now permanently documented. That child is going to grow up with his trauma archived online forever. If anything, this should be a masterclass in spotting red flags early. Huge age gaps, manipulation, isolating partners from their families, using children as weapons. These are warning signs you cannot ignore when choosing someone to have kids with. You're not just picking a partner, you're picking a co-parent for life. Someone who will influence your child and has the power to make your life either peaceful or miserable. And legally, parental alienation is no joke. Courts take it seriously when one parent blocks access to a child without a valid reason. This story isn't just entertainment or gossip, it's a warning. Turning a child against their parent can have serious legal and emotional consequences.
The damage here doesn't just affect Choppa and his baby mama. It's gonna follow that child for the rest of his life. One day he'll grow up and realize what really happened, how he was used, how his family was kept away, how adults made selfish decisions that shaped his childhood. That realization alone can mess with someone's head forever. At the end of the day, this isn't just rap beef or baby mama drama. It's a lesson about choosing wisely, especially when children are involved. Toxic behavior always has consequences, and the people who suffer the most are the ones who never asked to be involved. And we can't forget the 81-year-old grandmother who just wanted to love her great-grandchild. She got dragged into this mess too, blocked from calling, blocked from seeing him, all because of adult beef that had nothing to do with her. That kind of pain doesn't fade easily. So now the real question is, what happens next? How do you come back from this level of betrayal? How do you co-parent with someone who's proven they'll use your child as a weapon? And most importantly, how do you protect that kid from the fallout? Choppa may have no choice but to take this to court, lock in a solid custody agreement, and document every instance of toxic behavior. Because right now, the actions being shown don't reflect someone putting the child first. This entire situation is a warning to everybody watching. Be careful who you have kids with. When things go wrong, some people won't fight fair. They'll block you, isolate your family, and put your children in the middle just to hurt you. Recognize the signs early. If someone tries to cut you off from your family or shows controlling, manipulative behavior, run. NLE Choppa's situation proves something loud and clear. Fame and money don't protect you from toxic people. Choosing the wrong partner can flip your life upside down, damage your relationship with your kids, and create generational trauma. But here's the silver lining. Choppa is young. He has resources and a strong support system. With the right legal moves and real support, he still has a chance to rebuild that bond and protect his son from further harm.
Now we want to hear from you. Did things go too far, or did the baby mama get exactly what she asked for? Was YoungBoy wrong for getting involved, or did he just take the opportunity presented to him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button, share this with your people, and turn on notifications, because tomorrow's upload is going even deeper. The streets never sleep, and neither do we. And make sure you hit subscribe, stay locked in, and remember this: protect your peace, choose your partners wisely, and always put the kids first. Adult games have real consequences for innocent children. We'll catch you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay aware, and stay real, fam.